Welcome to the Farmers Podcast. I'm your host, Alfredo. Thank you guys for tuning in. If it's your first time, please go back and watch some of my earlier episodes. There's quite a few. I just want to tell you guys, thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to go through a list of topics. Obviously, it's been a few months since my last episode. I wanted to give it some time for more current event things happening. I'm not going to be here every week, so posting. So, yeah, let's go through them. If you're from California, you're obviously aware of Prop 50. Obviously, as a conservative, I'm against it. I don't think it's a good thing for our country to allow politicians to draw up our maps of our districts, because then they don't serve the people. They serve their own interests. That's my opinion on it. You agree or don't agree, that's your choice. That's what I think. Obviously, if you're a Democrat, you think that this is the best thing to stop Trump. You're not stopping anything. Yeah, the agenda is going through. Conservative people voted him in, and he made promises that he's going to keep. Deportation was one of them. I know some of you guys don't agree with it because you're under the notion that they're only targeting Hispanics and people of color, Latin descent. So you can feel however you want about it. Go to the polls and vote. If you want things to change, go to the polls and vote. But, there was a mandate in 2024. Americans, if you want to say they're racist because they believe in legal migration, then that's your opinion. But with allowing over 10 million, 20 million, migrants to come in, there's going to be chaos, there's going to be crime. People do not assimilate to the culture here. People come because, for many reasons, poverty, crime, lack of resources. I get that. Nobody's arguing saying that's not true in other countries, third world countries or countries in Latin America. But when you allow that many people in, it's going to shorten up your resources here for the people that are here, that are from here. So you don't have to agree with it. That's just what it is. And I've always said, and I've said it before in other episodes, I don't agree with my money going to foreign countries. I don't believe in foreign aid. Any taxpayer money that we pay here should be for Americans and stay here in this country. And I know that some of you guys say, well, Republicans gave $20 billion or $40 billion to Argentina. And that's a topic we'll go into about Argentina beef and American beef too today. Because some of you guys are under the impression, depending on who you talk to and get your resources from or news and information about beef, saying that Argentinian beef is going to replace American beef now that we got a contract or an agreement with the president of Argentina. No, far from the truth. For the most part, Argentinian beef is grass-fed beef. Most of you guys have never had it, wouldn't even enjoy the flavor of it if you've never had it. So it's not the same quality as American beef. I figure most of it's going to be ground beef anyways. So you can check that on your own. Most of the cattle over there is grass-fed. So, and, another thing is most of you guys that complain about imported beef now don't even know that if a big company, a beef packer, imports beef from other countries and they change the packaging, they can label it as American beef. So you didn't even know that. Some of you guys have been consuming imported beef for a long time that you think it's American beef, and it's not. It's gonna 2026 is when they're not gonna be able to do that no more, and I think that's a good thing because we should be trying to consume our own beef here, not import from other countries. I believe that we should be buying local beef. The majority of you guys that are complaining about beef don't grow beef. Don't even source your beef from your local ranchers. All you know is beef from the store. So I don't even know why you guys are complaining about beef. You guys have nothing to do with beef, and that's fine. But just look into the information before you guys are out there spreading things that are not factual in that aspect. So I get that. You guys watch CNN and MSNBC or whatever. So that's cool. Another topic that's real hot too is the right now that's trending is the killing of the candidate from Michoacan, Carlos. He was assassinated, I think, on the 1st of November. It's a few days ago. I watched you guys' posts. You know what I mean? I don't always comment on things. So I like to see other people's views on what they think and say because I think some of it's funny. I won't post on your stuff because it's your opinion. I used to interact with people all the time, but I decided not to no more because I was like, oh man, that's your opinion. Like, who am I to say like, oh no, you're wrong. Yeah, if that's what you believe it. But I just thought it was funny that this candidate, Carlos from Uruapa, Michoacan, was assassinated, and all you anti-king protesters on social media have not even posted him. And he was actually a pretty good guy in Mexico, like real beloved, honest candidate. And I have my opinions of the Mexican government because it's all corrupted and it's all sponsored by the narco cartels. And I have not seen one of you as social justices, influencers or warriors, social warriors, post anything about that, or even the president. Lack of interest in the topic of assassination of political opponents. She even went and said that it was due to right-wing that the assassination was due to right-wing. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, we haven't touched the subject of Charlie Kirk. Like I said, I watched some of your guys' posts. You guys are on it. Some of you guys didn't like him. Some of you guys did. He was a good Christian man. He stood firm on what he believed to the day he died. He had a different opinion of you guys. Some of the stuff I didn't agree with him on certain things, obviously being a Catholic. But we are a Christian nation in the United States, and that's our roots. We have freedom of religion, freedom of speech here, but this was a Christian-based country. Is still for the most part, hopefully, going on forward. So, if you guys don't like that, I'm sorry, but that's the truth. And Charlie stood firm on what he believed. He was a man of faith. He was a very conservative person. He singularly helped win the election in 2024. So if you guys didn't agree with him, that's fine, man. He challenged you guys to come to speaking events and talk to him. You guys had every opportunity. You just chose violence. That's the way it is. It's very unfair for his family and his kids. That's the part where you can attack his character all you want and stuff, but his kids is a separate thing. Growing up without a father, some of you guys didn't grow up with a father, and it's a very hard you're not gonna get. You'll get your mother's love, but the strength that comes through your father, as a man. So that's very unfortunate for his kids. So I'll say that. What else? Oh, no king protests. Some of you guys thought that you guys were proving something to the people of the United States by going to the no king protesting and stuff like that. No, nobody. We don't care about that. There's no such thing as a king of the United States. So, thank you guys for wasting money and your time. I do agree with the fact that they should investigate a lot of this dark money from the left wing sponsoring or donations. A lot of it I believe it's treason. It's trying to overthrow the government. There's if people really want to protest, they're going to do it out of their own will, not sponsored by Soros and all these other dark money companies. But, propaganda is propaganda. So, I just want to share that with you guys. I know you've been flirting with and I joke around and I say it all the time to people, about the 2028, Trump 2028. I have some hats for some of you guys that are in fear of a dictator. So if you want one, I got one for you guys. Let me know. What else is going on in the world? There's a lot of peace treaties, deals being, signed. China's come on board, and hopefully they follow through. Obviously, we're not the gatekeepers. We're not going to be able to stop everything that's happening. So when something happens in like Israel, Gaza, or Ukraine and Russia, we can't stop other countries from. We can encourage them to come to a solution and seek peace and stop the death of their citizens. But at the end of the day, it's not our fight. And I know some of you guys are free Palestine, all this other stuff. I've said it a few times, and I'll say it again. If the intent was good and they're only looking for peace, why is it that most of these migrants that come from these Muslim countries come to Christian countries? If the religion itself is of peace, why are they seeking refuge in Christian-based countries? There's over 50 Muslim countries in the world. Why aren't they taking these Muslims in? That's a good question. Make what you want with it. Like I said, I don't mind migrants and coming into America, but we do need to curb it. We need to put a stop to, which they have in the administration, and we need to sort through the people that are here. Not everybody's welcome. Legally, you're welcome if you come to the legal, but that wasn't the process or the standard. So I know some of you guys don't agree with that, but that's fine. Yeah, like I said, that's my opinion. That's your opinion. You don't like it, post a video, show it to me. That way I can see it and say, okay, cool. The economy is strong right now. Obviously, I haven't heard anybody complain about eggs. Everybody's waiting for the interest rates to drop in the housing. Gasoline, I guess, is dropping in California. Not too bad, but it's high compared to other states. So, I think we're on the right track. Like I said, some of you guys don't agree politically with everything Trump because you guys take him you guys take him to the teeth at what he tells you guys, and he's trolling you guys, and you guys bite the bait every time. So I know for a lot of you guys, Gavin Newsom is the savior. Man, if you're from California, you know. But if you're not and you want to find out, vote for that motherfucker, and you'll see. California is number one right now. And homeless, crime, taxes, every list that you don't want a state to be in, California is number one, unfortunately. I'm hoping that the Sheriff Blanco wins the election. I don't know, but it would be a fresh change for California. People voted on that Prop 36 to roll back some of those soft on crime policies, and Gavin Newsom has basically ignored it, saying we don't have funding for that. But he had $200 million to fund this Prop 50. So that should tell you something about priorities in California. Yeah, soft on crime, let them out to commit more crime. And yeah, I mean, I don't want to seem to be gloomy and down, but we're at a point right now in California where we gotta make choices that are gonna affect our kids, our grandkids. You know what I mean? All our future generations. So, like I said at the beginning of the episode, I want to thank you guys for coming. And I mean, it's just a short episode. I just want to give you guys my opinion, my piece on the rig Prop 50, and basically, you know, just it's okay to have a difference of opinion. Talk to people, and you don't have to agree with people. I don't agree with people most of the time, but you know, it's their opinion too. They're humans, and you know, they've lived through things, so obviously, and their environment has shaped them to who they are. But you don't have to agree with them. If you stand firm on what you think and you believe, go for it, man. That's good. But just know that some of us aren't gonna fall for that victimization anymore, and we want a better America, a great America again, a better California. The leadership here has been Democratic for the most of the state, you know, currently, and it's in shambles. So do what you want with this information. You know, like I said, this is Prop 50 will make a difference going on forward. And go out there and vote, man. You know, like I said, if it's up to me, vote no on 50. That's where I stand on it. Prop 50, vote no. So thank you guys, and I'll be posting a new video after this shortly in the next month or two. Results and what other crazy theories the liberal media or Democrats come up with, that our country is a dictatorship or whatever. So thank you guys, and stay tuned. Appreciate you guys.